Last time on the best Dishonored playthrough of all time, we began our final steps towards the end of the game. We had a few small hiccups getting into Dunwall Tower, rip maintenance guy Greg, but eventually found our way inside. Once there, we unsurprisingly struggled some more, but were rewarded with not one but two bonus names crossed off our vengeance list. Now, it's time for the big one. Hello YouTube, and hold on.
Summon instrument, tiny guitar.
Yeah, so sorry about not uploading last week, and for not giving any warning. I've recently gotten a lot busier than I'm used to with life stuff, and the time I used to work on videos really took a hit. So this is your forewarning that I think I'm going to take a bit of a break after the end of Volume 3 to try to get my shit in order. I can't really say for how long I'll be gone or what happens when I get back. I know YouTube is going to mark the channel dead, so I might have to switch to a different channel or something. I'm not sure, but that's part of the purpose of the break, you know? But I promise that I won't be gone forever. I will return and things will be better than ever. You can take my word for it. Alright, that's enough seriousness. Let's get on with the show. After achieving our second revenge of the evening, it was on to the main event. I walked up the stairs we came down and out into the hallway. I head through a door and into the room with the stairs and looked around. I had to be careful. Not only was there a guard at the bottom and on the landing, but there's a music box guard accompanied by more at the top, and I don't want to meet Lemon Punch's fate. My eye is caught by an egg on a pedestal in a glass case, which I just must have, but I'll have to take care of the guards first. I start by knocking out the guard at the bottom of the stairs. I try to get the guy on the landing, but he very nearly spots me. Shit. I stalk him for a bit, thinking over my options before blinking behind him and taking him out. Now I can grab my egg without consequence. Covet mine egg. Egg. I didn't notice a maid in the room, who I alerted, but Lemon Punch rightfully told me to ignore her. I continue up the stairs and examine the quest markers, deciding to head for the roof. Before I left, I caught the attention of the guard beyond the shock wall, and for literally no good reason, baited him over. I lose a not insignificant amount of health in the scuffle, but it's not over as the brawl attracted another guy. I get tired of fighting at the third guy and blink away, switching to the crossbow in an attempt to take him down quickly. Emphasis on attempt. And then there was the fourth guy who puts me on death's door. Good stuff. At this point, there's no way I make it to my next destination, but we must soldier on. I move into the hallway and follow the quest marker. I nearly get spotted by a guard beyond the glass door at the end of the hall, but get saved by his short attention span. Given that's the way I need to go, I open the door and prepare to stealth kill him, but before I was ready, he turned around. Fortunately, I'm still holding the crossbow and lay 3 bolts into his chest, taking him down. I take a sec to look around for more guards, but by some miracle, nobody came. I take my battered and broken body into the room the guard was patrolling and to the door. I open it and scope out the area as carefully as I can, finding an empty piano room complete with stealable painting and conveniently distracted guard. I successfully sneak up behind the guard and slit his throat, giving me free rein of the room. On a nearby table, I find an elixir, and thank God Almighty, because clearly he was looking out for me. I also grab the portrait off the wall before running about to look around. After I'm done looting, I head into the adjoining hallway, finding a staircase at the end leading exactly where I wanted to be. Or not. It seems I assumed I'd still be able to reach the broadcast station from here, but the only quest marker led to the Lord Regent, so it's back inside to find it. I rush down the stairs and back to the hallway I came from. Looking out across the way, I see where I'm supposed to go. I had to figure out how to get there and notice that there's a room across from the piano room viewable through the fireplace. Upon blinking through, I find a big marble white room labeled the Lord Regent's Chambers. As I begin rummaging around, I quickly hear the sound of a rune somewhere nearby, and quickly find it within the bedside chest. The heart for that.
Yeah. Now.
Oh, hi. Unfortunately, that's where the goodies end, so I begin looking for a way out. Upon finding the door to the room locked, Lemon Punch asks to take over the wheel, and I gladly hand it over. He heads out onto the internal balcony thing connected to the room and prepared to use Blink to cross the distance, but finds it insufficient. So he returns to the powers menu and are now 5 leftover runes to upgrade Blink, now finding it more than enough to get him to the next hallway. Whoa! Now over there, he sees the staircase we need to get up, guarded by a shock tower, but that's what we have time stop for. He makes it cleanly past the tower and up to the broadcast station to find a guy there talking about a citywide ban on whale oil. Without turning his mic off, he starts begging for his life, letting me know that the Lord Regent keeps a very incriminating audio diary that he can broadcast to ruin him.
He makes recordings on audiograph, secrets, some that would destroy him if others heard.
He tells us that the recordings are stored in the Lord Regent's room, and fortunately, he knew the passcode too. With the marching orders clear, Lemon Punch heads out to go grab the tapes, but doesn't have enough mana for another time stop. Instead, he tries to blink past, but only makes it to the doorway and is shot down before he can get all the way out.
So close.
We respawn and Lemon Punch gives it another try, blinking down past the tower to the floor below, but the blink still isn't far enough and he still gets got.
Oh, what the hell?
Man, I think he's got reach. For the third try, Lemon Punch tries an innovative new strat that's near guaranteed to work.
Yeah.
I said near. But hey, this is a good opportunity, because now this is the fourth try, and now I can say, perhaps for the last time this run, fourth time's the charm. Well, sometimes. At least 25% of the time, but I believe in... Maybe I'm cursed. Well, anyways, it's the fifth try, and Lemon Punch is pissed. Perhaps it's by channeling all that rage and anger that he survives this time. Despite the odds.
I got ya.
So, it's just a matter of going to the end of the hall and blinking over to Lord Regent's villain veranda. Lemon Punch heads into the room, enters the code, and opens it up.
Fiction.
First, we find a letter from a man called Dodd, informing the spy master that the cost of the Queen's assassination went up for the added wrinkle of having to fight Corvo.
So, the price of the dead went up. Send the coin to the alternate dead drop or show you. Dowd.
After reading, we grab his audio log and a box filled with or worth 150 coins. I'm personally hoping for the latter. It'd be a little embarrassing for the most powerful man in the country to be hiding 150 coins in life savings. Anyways, second verse same as the first. He blinks across the way, but rather than going up to the broadcast station, he heads down, taking a nasty fall, but more importantly, finding the rewire spot for the shock tower. Oh, is it off now? What do you know? Now freed from its tyranny, he strolls up the stairs without fear, all the way to the broadcast station. Now, let's hear what our old pal, the Lord Regent, has been saying behind closed doors, shall we?
If I explain, then you will see I am not at fault.
Where the fuck did he record this?
Exactly. Like, why is he that stupid?
What are you doing? Who waste their days in filth and drink without pursuits or occupations other than to beg for the coin for which the rest of us toil? And it was a simple plan. Bring the disease-bearing rats from the Pandician continent.
What? He brought... Lemon Punch heads down just in time to watch the Lord Regent's own guards take him away, presumably to go to the same place they took us. Almost makes me wish I didn't kill the torturer, but I'm sure he'll suffer just fine without him.
Soon it didn't
Now, after getting our third and final revenge of the evening, it's time to make our escape. Lemon Punch exits out the foyer door and makes for an alarm rewire spot nearby. After rewiring it, he climbs up atop a turret and rewires it too. Immediately after, the turret starts raining death on nearby guards while we scope out the area. Lemon Punch takes out a guard throwing rocks at us before preparing to head over to the rooftop, but we are the king of the hill now. Well, that he didn't make it. Take two, and I take some time to look around before deciding on Lemon Punch's route. Well, Sand's a little fumbling. Once the turret is rewired, it starts its rampage while I think on my next move. Lemon Punch instructs me to blink onto a roof, where I head a direction, adopting a sneaky stance. The non-confrontational route is best with health this low. But then I remember I'm supposed to be finding Samuel, so I've got to go the other way. I get to the ground and climb to find a cliff and open water that Lemon Punch advises I not jump into, so we're going to have to do some circumnavigation. A little ways over, I find a roof I can walk on and move across it, back down to the ground and up onto another nearby roof, still being as stealthy as I can. I head down and around the building to find a mystery whale oil spot powering something unimportant and a balcony across that I could blink to with our newly upgraded range. Inside, I find a familiar space very near where we got in from and try to trace the route I remember. Outside, I find a shed of some sort with a mana potion and food inside. It's not much, but I'm thankful anyways. Knowing that Samuel is somewhere below me, I hop over a wall and peek over the edge of the walkway to see that I'm nearly there. All I gotta do is hop out into the water and swim over to him. How could I fuck this up? Well, fuck me, I guess. So, I guess it's up to Lemon Punch to bring us home. He runs the route the same way we did the past two times. On the roof, Lemon Punch is accosted by a guard who he shoots with a sleep dart, but he doesn't go down before hitting us. After throwing his body over the edge, we stop to appreciate the scene unfolding before us. Our corrupted turret puts up a valiant fight against the tall boy and the pitiful resistance of whatever guards are left standing. Having to fight the fucking, long leg guy, the daddy long leg, I absolutely appreciate that. After observing the majesty of the unmitigated chaos we wrought, Lemon Punch heads down the building, sneak kills a guy, and considers his options. He climbs over a nearby wall and blinks down to a lower area, then blinking up onto a nearby roof and back onto my original route. He follows my route around the building and to the balcony across the way, through the building and over the edge, safely into the drink below. Extra this time, we're just gonna drop into the water. Woohoo! Cannonball! And as I planned, it was a short swim over to Samuel and the end of the mission.
Awesome sauce.
Is it all done?
Hey, Sammy boy.
You ready to go back to the house?
Yeah, we can go back.
Yeah, dog, we did it.
Everything's taken care of.
Thanks to you, Corvo. All right, let's go.
And now, for the final time, the mission finish screen. Surprise of all surprises, the chaos was super high, we killed a bunch of people, and found very little money. But, we not only got double revenge, but found some runes and a Sokolov painting, so I'm pretty satisfied. It's not like we'll even need money going forward, since this is the end of the game and all. As we make our triumphant return to the Hound's Pit, God Emperor Samuel plays humble, pondering on what will happen now that the mission is complete. That good. Before we dock, Samuel tells us that the gang is waiting for us in the bar, but Samuel wants to wait outside in the boat and reflect on how easy it would have been for him to do all the missions himself. He's done nothing this whole time.
I think Pendleton did some boat rig.
We enter the bar to the sound of applause and celebration. We're pulled into a cutscene where Trevor and Havelock give their personal congratulations. They mention that our revenge can't be complete without finding Dodd, the guy who killed the queen, but after the last mission, I'm all revenged out.
Looking like Hugo Weaving. but like nerd. Like, I don't know.
Trevor hands us a glass as Havelock says more things that I can't focus on as I notice literally everyone in the room except Emblem staring at us. I know we made it to the end of the game and all, but you guys can celebrate amongst yourselves. Mommy Havelock and Daddy Trevor briefly fight, but it doesn't last too long. Havelock just says they're on edge now that we're done doing all the things. He continues on to talk about Embolden's coronation, putting emphasis on the need for security, not so subtly pulling me out of retirement before it's even begun. But hey, what's one more job to wrap this whole thing up, right? Seems like a pretty fitting ending if you ask me, protecting embolism until the end of the coronation. Easy peasy for Dunwall's greatest assassin. And with a final word from Trevor, we finally toast to me and my awesomeness. Oh, and Lemon Punch, he's here too. After the toast, people split off to mingle and do their own things, including us. We start with the only logical option, the buffet. Well, not much of a buffet as a small spread, but food is food, you know? As we chow down, our vision distorts a little. I'm guessing Trevor broke out the good shit for this occasion, so even one drink is enough to inebriate us. Either that, or Corvo's more of a lightweight than he lets on. Lemon Punch starts heading towards Corvo's room so we can sleep off the alcohol, but remembers that there's something we forgot to do.
And just one more for the road.
Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. We spawn back in and go raid the food table again while reflecting on the fact that Embargo will have to be queen so young. Poor child. You're gonna put her in charge of the whole empire now?
Yeah, because her mom's dead.
The thought is interrupted by Corvo's blood alcohol content rapidly rising, so we head for bed. On the way, we start getting even more woozy. Lemon Punch theorizes that it might be the outsider doing something mystical, but I'm still of the mind that Corvo just can't handle booze. But it's alright, we're finally at our room, so now we can lay... I tell you, some people... But anyways, it's time... What's going on? I only had one... Well, that's not supposed to happen. After being betrayed by our very bestest friend, escaping prison, killing the traitor, a duo of rich asshats, a corrupt aristocrat, and finally ousting the man who started it all. This was supposed to be a time of great celebration, and yet, I'm filled with a deep sense of foreboding. What just transpired? Is Corvo really just a lightweight, or could there be treachery afoot? If so, who could possibly be behind it? And more than that, how is this the end of the game? This is quite the troubling turn of events. But to find out what happens next, you'll have to tune in next time to the best Dishonored playthrough of all time.